Alright, boys. Okay, we're gonna keep it a little bit chill here tonight because I'm alone and I really do not want to destroy my voice, um, as what normally happens while I commentate. But yes. Anyways, we are here, round number 10 for the Australian Grand Prix. Here at Zenith Online Racing for the, as I mentioned, Australian Grand Prix for Tier 2. Looking to get right into this one. Round number 10 of round 18. So we are officially into the second half of the season here. That will be followed up with Japan, Spain, Belgium, Singapore, Britain, Canada, France, and then the finale in good old Italy at Monza. Looking towards the championship standings right now, Zag 35-point lead over Barskool. 110 to 75 between those two guys there. So Loco is on 65 and making a little, or having a pretty decent run lately. First and a second for his troubles. Obviously dominating, domination or absolute domination in the Netherlands. In second place in Bahrain. Yeah, Monkey Mafia also on a little bit of a run. Second place in the Netherlands to he was only second too. So Loco there, and fourth place in Bahrain as well. Sixth place in Russia. He had a pretty decent race there in Russia as well. Fifth place is going to be Bobby on 51. GP is in sixth. If I can use my eyeballs, is on 46. Mr. Raban is on 43. RC is on 36. Humba is on 22. Hightower is on 16, as well as Terminal Deity. Denmark is on 114. Wolfsburg is on 13 and currently carrying the Haas team, I must say. DJ Panda is on 10. Lit Romney on 7. Purple Squirrel on 2. Raka Niebuhr, Nona Sam have yet to score here in Season 2. DJ Panda putting in the chat, I'm going to be on the podium redemption for Bahrain. Jake in the chat, obviously, Killed Blue 195, who raced on Monday night. Fortnite is greater than F1 2020. I have to agree with that statement, I must say. Fortnite is definitely better than F1 2020. Jav, who also races in Tier 1, saying we just won. Cap, I'm calling Cap. That's all I have to say about that statement there. But yeah, anyways, Australia Grand Prix should be a pretty decent one. We had a pretty interesting one in Tier 1 on Monday. Make sure to go check that. Make sure to go check out that race as well as this one once you have indeed finished watching this. But yeah, we should get here into the session very, very quickly. I'm just waiting for the drivers to ready up here tonight. I do have a mention in a live stream chat. Oh yes, that is the live stream. We're just going live there. Drivers asking if they can ready up, and I would say yes, but I'm not exactly sure. Also doing my driver's ed right now because technically I can get my driving permit on Saturday, so that's nice. But yeah. Anyways. Australian Grand Prix, let's head straight into it. I think drivers are beginning to ready up. Monkey Mafia has readied up. I believe Siloco has as well. Yes, he has, indeed. Another driver joining that club. DJ Panda hoping for a podium, and also saying in chat that he has not practiced for a singular minute. So that's not exactly what you want to hear, I'd have to say. But yeah, 16 corners here in Australia. I'm sure he can get it down, get into that rhythm. Hopefully, in the first and only qualifying session here that we have on the Thursday night. Hopefully, the only qualifying session we have here for Tier 2. First sector, 5 corners. Middle sector is going to be around 5 corners as well. And then the rest of the corners are in that very technical, difficult third sector. Turn 11, turn 12. Iconic here at the Melbourne Street Circuit. Then the DRS zone down towards turn 13 with that little bit of a right kink in it. And then down towards turn 13, hard braking zone into the right-hand area and carry quite a bit of speed there. Turn 14, very easy to get wrong, especially invalidate on the exit. trying to be on the absolute limit there of track limits. Then 15, another hard braking zone from around 6th gear down to down to 2nd gear, I want to say. And then try and get the traction as perfect as possible and try and take the final corner flat out turn 16. But it's always very, very difficult. Purple Skull, the only driver that we're waiting on currently. Just looking in the chat right now. Maverick asking for 5 safety cars. DJ Panda is saying it's a good track for him. So hopefully, yeah, he can maybe get on the podium. I believe that would be his first podium of the season. If I can take a very, very quick look, yes, it'd be his. If he does get on the podium tonight, it would be his first podium of the season, as well as his second points finish here in Tier 2. But yeah, let's get all those things up here on the screen. It does look like we have a dry qualifying session for the time being, so that's always nice to see what these drivers have been practicing for. Hopefully all week since last Thursday night. Since the Dutch Grand Prix in the Netherlands at Circuit Zandvoort. Right now, 2 drivers have selected the medium compound tires in the pits. There's a Red Bull leaving the pits. That is one of the Canadians, and it's going to be on a soft compound tire. Renault just gets out in front of them, though. I think that might be Bobby. No, it is going to be Barskool, and I believe it's going to be... Is it going to be Mr. Brabant? No, it's going to be Terminal Deity. No, it's not. Who is this behind him? Yeah, it is Terminal Deity. Is his camera glitched or something? I don't even know. But yeah, Barskool is going to be the first driver out on track for the time being. Those are my fries. But it does indeed look like we will have a wet to dry race. Sam, who moved up from Tier 1 for the Netherlands Grand Prix, wishing his previous Tier 2 compatriots a good luck, or wishing them good luck. But yeah, it does indeed seem right now, well, everyone's going to be going out on the soft compound tires, or at least they should be going out on the soft compound tires, because that is the smart decision, especially if there's going to be rain at the beginning of the race. And if it's going to be wet track dry tires, you want to start on the soft tires. Realistically, you want to be on the softest tire possible to get the most grip possible out on circuit there. So yeah, Barskool right now making the right decision, in my opinion, out on track. Yes, all Maverick. I think you're going to have to remove that kid from playing GTA. I think you should hop on F1 2020 and commentate with me, or we could maybe hop on Fortnite. I don't even really know. But yeah, Barskool is going to be the first driver to start a lap here in Australia for the Australian Grand Prix. Round number 10 here at Zenith Online Racing for the Tier 2 Championship. Just crossing the line now for the Renault driver. Has his teammate there on the right side, but now going to be braking into turn 1 just before that 50-meter board. Try and take as much apex curb as possible, and try and take as much exit as possible as well. And then run it out to the right side on the exit of turn 2, and then swing it back over to the left side for turn 3. Brake just now. Just past that black board, up on the left of your screen. Into turn number 3, and try to get a good exit through 4. Want to try and use all the track possible to carry the most momentum possible through turn 4. Now through turn 5. It should be easy flat for the driver. Don't touch the curb there. It can be quite deadly in race or even wet conditions, as predicted here at the beginning of the race. Turn 6, and now turn 7. Always difficult. There is turn 6, especially the traction on. And turn 7, turn 8, there, will be a little bit different for this season in the real life F1, especially 9 and 10. They will not be there. They'll use that little bit of a track that you could have seen a few seconds back. But now across the middle sector split for Barskool, it's going to be a 49 flat for the Renault driver into turn 11 and turn 12. You want to be using a little bit more curb, trying to extend the track as much as possible to carry that speed. Now you can already see traffic being a real issue here. But now into turn 13, after opening up the DRS for the second time on this flying lap. Into turn 13, try and carry as much speed as possible. Normally brake down 1 gear, and now into turn 15, go down to 2nd gear, short shift to 3rd, and then into 4th. Private jet just a little bit in the way. Barskool to avoid him. Almost contact with there with the Racing Point driver. That's not what he would have wanted, especially out of the final corner. Across the line, 121.978. Decent lap there for Barskool. Just waiting for some other drivers. Ooh, that's not what we want there from Barskool. When the Alpha Tower is just about to cross the line, that might just be Monkey Mafia. No, it's going to be Denmark who goes P2 on the medium compound of tires. One of the Alfa Romeos. Going to be Fountain Maker just in behind those guys as well. Mr. Brabant just coming into the pits there in the Red Bull. Monkey Mafia just coming through the final corner as well. But Fountain Maker and the Alfa Romeo just crossed the line 25.8. That's not exactly competitive. Monkey Mafia coming. Ooh. GP Colin has indeed retired. And Jet, or Private Jet, has picked up a 5 plays grid penalty for collision there for GP Collins, so not exactly what he would have wanted from his session already. Monkey Mafia 22.3, pretty decent lap, puts himself into P2 for the time being. Bobby coming Arizona lap through the middle sector. Private Jet obviously not going to be doing his lap. Wolfsburg on the mediums. Zyg on the mediums, just about to start a lap. Bark School, no, that was Soy Loco. 23.1 on the medium compounded tires, only 1.2 seconds off of provisional pole position on those medium tires, especially with the rain though. I think drivers will be wanting to go on the sauce. Hightower coming through turn 15 now into the penultimate. Oh, that's a little bit deep there for the Mercedes driver. Oh, as Rocco goes up to pole position for the time being. You got to score here in tier 2. And already putting on a pretty decent performance in qualifying. Hopefully you can keep this throughout the race. It is going to be quite difficult conditions out there. Humble Hippo is on a lap right now. Private Jet, going very, very deep there at the penultimate corner. It's not exactly what you want. DJ Panda is on another lap. Fountain Maker is on a lap, but is derating. So that's not what you would have wanted from his lap right now, especially in terms of the ERS. Monkey Mafia just behind. Bobby is on another lap. Hightower on another lap. Soy Loco coming into the pits. Denmark is in the pits. Monkey Mafia crossing the line. 21.7. It goes up to provisional pole position by 0.2 of a second. Looking pretty decent there already for Monkey Mafia. Got that. Humble Hippo. 121.392. That's a great lap there from Humble Hippo. And he's going to be going up into P1 in the McLaren by a solid 0.3 of a second to his nearest compatriot, who already has a 2-second gap, or 2/10 of a second gap to Rockwell 21.94. Yeah, already looking quite competitive there for some drivers that you might not expect at Humble Hippo. I do believe is Australian, so maybe home track has a little bit of an advantage there for him. DJ Panda goes up into P4 in the Alfa Romeo. Already looking pretty decent for himself. Both Red Bulls are on outlaps. One of the Racing Points just coming into the pit, or just coming around the final few corners. That's Rocco into the pit lane. One of the Mercedes as well. I think it's going to be Hightower, and then one of the Renaults should be Bobby. So let's get on board with another driver. It's not going to be Denmark. It's not going to be Monkey Mafia. It's going to be one of the Red Bulls, actually. Yeah, it's going to be Mr. Babon just starting a lap. I think the only driver on a lap right now is going to be Terminal Deity, so it's right on board with the Red Bull driver just heading through turn 5. Let's see what this first sector is going to amount to. 26.7, and it does go purple in the first sector, so already looking on for a pretty decent lap here is the Red Bull driver in Terminal Deity. Right now, Terminal Deity 11th in the championship and tied with Hightower in the Tier 2 Championship on 16 points, as DJ Panda is actually out of the session. So it goes up to 4th place and then is out of the session on the exit of 12. So let's see where he is. Yeah, Alfa Romeo, dead the spot, turn 11, turn 12. That's not, when you see a car out there, you know exactly what happened. Clipped the apex curb, had a little bit of a spin, or clipped the exit curb, had a little spin as well, and into the wall and out of the session. So unfortunate there for him. Terminal Deity right now coming through the third to last corner, now into the penultimate corner, turn 15. For the Red Bull driver, trying to get the best traction possible. 3rd, 4th, here through the final corner, and then up to 5th, 6th. Opening up the DRS as well on exit. This might be actually provisional pole position. 121.455 goes purple in the final sector, but not quite quick enough to challenge Humble Hippo quite yet. He's going to be 1 or 2 right now. So Humble Hippo Terminal Deity already doing pretty well on their in the first 8 minutes of qualifying. Mr. Ravon, is he going to be able to get within those first 8 minutes? Yes, he can, and goes on to provisional pole position. So the first 8 minutes for some of these guys, Mr. Raban, Humble Hippo, Terminal Deity most notably, as well as Monkey Mafia Rocco, already going very, very well for some of these guys out there on track. Sag leading the championship after Scavney, Sam, Vapor Hidden all moseyed their way up towards Tier 1. Right now leading the championship by 35 points. Looked like a pretty decent championship contender until those other guys left, but right now, just through the penultimate corner. He's going to be heading into the pits, though, because he was indeed invalid. So Barsko's going to be the next driver on a lap. 66 thousandths of a second up in the first sector. We'll definitely have to find a little bit more, but right now, he's putting himself, I do believe, into P5, just in front of Rocker, who is on an outlap, but I believe he's going to be just coming through turn 4 there, so looking to be the next driver on the lap. We do have a Haas who has spun there at turn 4, but we aren't going to quite go on board with him. Barstool, though, across the middle sector split, has found 4.5 tenths of a second in his lap time. So right now could be possible. Well, it should be on the second row of the grid no matter what. But is he going to challenge third place, or is he going to challenge that front row? A little bit deep there into turn 13. That's not exactly what I wanted. Lost a little bit of momentum there on the exit through 14 and now through 15, braking as late as possible, trying to get the best exit possible, trying to carry the most momentum here through turn 15 and now through the final corner. Fourth gear, fifth gear, sixth gear, DRS across the line. This could be a really good lap. Is it going to be pole position? Yes, it is. 21 flat. Finds another 4.5 tenths of a second in that final sector, and we'll go up to P1 for the time being. Are there any other drivers out on laps? Barkskol purple in the middle sector. Or not Barkskol, Denmark. Purple in the middle sector, so he's looking on for a good lap as well. So Loco just about to cross the middle sector, split line, and he's a second up. This could be good enough for pole position. Just depends on how much time he finds in the final sector. Denmark into the penultimate corner. It looks like the cleanest we've seen out of many drivers through that penultimate corner, but through the final corner a little bit wide of the apex. Didn't quite carry the speed that you would have wanted to, and that's going to hurt him all the way down this straight, but it's going to be provisional pole position anyways. 120.5 there for him. So Loco now is going to be the next challenger for pole position. He was up by a second in the first two sectors. Looked like a lot neater through the final two corners. Let's see what he can do across the line. 121.3. Finds another 8 tenths of a second, but not quite close enough to challenge for pole position, but puts himself up into fourth on the grid. Rocco has made a mistake on his most recent flying lap. Hightower just starting one. Bobby coming out of the final corner has found quite a bit of time. He needs to find 4.3 seconds though if he wants to challenge for pole position, but goes into the 20s, so that's a pretty strong qualifying showing already there from Bobby. Only 7 minutes left in the session, so doing pretty decent already. Let's see if we can find another driver on a lap right now. I think Monkey Mafia just started one of his laps. He's just going through turn 1. Private Jet is not on a lap, but Hightower is 1.6 seconds up. Who is that who just improved? That might have been, I think that might have been Wolfsburg going up into P8 right now, carrying the Haas team in the overall standings, and it has scored 13 points so far for them. One of the Ferraris, that's going to be Zai, just about to start his flying lap. I think Fountain Maker just about to cross the line in front of Hightower. Actually, he's not up by too much, so I don't think this is going to be a massive improvement there for Fountain Maker. No, it doesn't improve on position, but Hightower does. 121.703 goes on to P9 by 7,000 of a second. Other drivers on laps right now. Zyg, who's invalidated again, so making a lot of mistakes in this qualifying session, is the championship leader. Purple Squirrel, invalid as well. He's not going to be improving on that lap. Monkey Mafia is on a lap just cutting into the final sector, so looking to improve it on his 10th position. Any other drivers on laps? No, there are not. So let's get back to Monkey Mafia right now. P10. He was a 10th and a half up in the first two sectors. Right now, that would only be good enough for around P8. So bottom end of the top 10. He's right down 10th to the final corner. Looked like a little bit of understeer there turning into the final corner, but let's see what type of time he can put down. 121.5. Didn't find too much time, but will put himself into P8. He only needs to find a tenth of a second if he wants to put himself up into P7 in front of Terminal Deity. Another driver across the line, one of the McLarens. It's going to be Humble Hippo just starting left. So let's ride on board now, or let's watch the McLaren now, because he's going to be one of the next drivers to start a lap. And has already turned his ERS down, actually, so never mind. He is not going to be one of the drivers on a lap. Terminal Deity, though, is a driver on a lap, and he's 0.2 of a second up. This would be a 21.2, so this would be putting him comfortably into P5 here, I want to say, in front of Soy Loco right now. None of the drivers in the 21.2s, but Terminal Deity is up by 0.2 of a second as I accidentally hit my trigger. And now he's a half a second and half a tenth up. 5.5 tenths of a second up on his current time. So this could have put him into the 20s. This could possibly challenge, well, it's already challenging for the front row. Can he challenge for pole position? Right now, Denmark is where you want to be. 120.591 is the Alpha Tower driver's time. But Red Bull driver, Terminal Deity, P8 right now. Let's see what he can do to challenge that provisional pole position. Out of the final two corners is a Red Bull driver. 120 point, no, it's a 21.3. He lost so much time in that final sector, actually. He only improves by 0.03 of a second, and so you already know he has a lot of time in that final sector. Just Terminal Deity, if he's able to get another lap in. Humble Hippo coming into the pit lane. I think he's going to be, he didn't make a mistake on his lap, I do believe, so I think he's going to be going out to start another one. Zag finally able to do something valid, or keep it valid, but not able to actually do the lap. Must have made a mistake there on that lap. Rocco right now out on track, not pushing. So Loco's on an out lap, just coming through turn, well, coming on the straight between turn 12 and turn 13. Terminal Deity is on an in lap, I do believe, and the rest of the drivers are all in the pits besides Purple Squirrel, who's on an out lap, just coming through turn 12. So let's get on board with Soy Loco now. He's going to need one of the next drivers to set a lap time, I do believe. I'm not exactly sure what he was doing there, but first gear, or slowed down to first gear on the exit of the penultimate corner. That's not exactly what you want to be doing. You're going to try to carry as much momentum as possible. But now, Soy Loco, through the first two corners, looked pretty decent, looked pretty clean already there for the Mercedes driver. And then swinging it back over to the left side, opening with that DRS open, not going to be braking. Into turn 3, just to the apex. You want to try and short shift as much as possible. You're going to try to carry as much speed as possible down to third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear, sixth gear. Now through turn 5, up to 7th on the apex. Try and carry that speed. Try and use the least, or try to use the fastest line possible. Half a second up. Here is Soy Loco in just the first sector. This is already putting him on the front row of the grid in front of Rocco, but how close can he get to Denmark throughout the rest of the lap? Braking into turn 8, or into turn 9, now through turn 10 on the exit. You have to try and short shift to get that traction with those rear tires. They always want to try and go around on you because you just don't have the grip quite yet, once you, especially on those cars. Through 11, through 12. Oh, it looks really good there for Soy Loco all over the exit curb, but I'm sure that's where he wants to be putting his car, trying to get as much time as possible. I didn't quite see what the middle sector split was going to be, but I'm sure it was better than he did before. Through turn 13, a little bit of a slide on the exit. The rear tires seem to be quite unhappy right now with his lap, but now into the penultimate corner, all over the curb. That's not where you want to be in that penultimate corner, because that's going to lose you time on the exit. Ooh, big slide on the exit of the final corner. Derating now to the line with the DRS open. His time going to be 120.731. Fine 0.6 of a second on his flying lap, but he found most of it in the first sector, and just mistakes in the final sector really cost him a lot of lap time there. Denmark, though, is on a lap, just starting, wanting to improve. Rocco on an out lap in the first sector. Bobby's still in the pits. Barkskull, Mr. Brabant, both on out laps. Terminal Deity just coming out of the pits now to start his out lap. Humble Hippo, Monkey Mafia as well on out laps. Wolfsburg still in the pit lane. Hightower coming through the penultimate corner on his out lap, looking to start one. Private Jet just starting a lap. Fountain Makers in the pits. Zyke on an out lap. Championship leader really needs to get a lap in here. Purple Squirrel's on a lap right now, but I'm not sure if he's going to be improving. So let's watch Denmark. He's a 10th.5 up. And the first sector is the Alpha Tower driver. Can he put himself into the 19s? That would be a mad qualifying there for Denmark. 1.66. He really needs to make his mark here on tier 2. But let's see what he can do in the Alpha Tower. Exiting turn 10. Looked pretty decent there already there for Denmark. Let's see how much more time he can find. That's the trigger there. Now, through the middle sector, found another 10th.5. He's 0.3 of a second up. Is Denmark right now? It's on a 120.591. This would put him almost into the 19s. He'd only be around 0.2 of a second, or 2 or 0.3 of a second off. Would the Alpha Tower driver through turn 14, and now braking into turn 15. A little bit of a lockup there. You could hear the tires start to screech or start to slide on the surface there, but now through the final corner, opening up the DRS 6 gear, and not going to be derating quite yet, but to the line, 120.1. Finds another 1/10 of a second in that final sector. There's no way anyone is beating that unless Loco can find another, a pretty decent amount of time, and he actually put himself up in the P2 as well. Rocco, though, through the first sector, let's see what time Rocco is able to do through the first sector. Actually, assume Mr. Brabant does, but he was invalid. Never mind. Rocco, 0.2 of a second up. He still needs to find around half a second in the rest of the lap, but he was purple in the first sector, so that's a good start to his lap. Barkskull just about to cross the line. It actually does improve on his lap time by 0.7 of a second, but not on position. Terminal Deity is on a lap in the first sector. Qualifying session now over. Terminal Deity is down on his lap. Humble Hippo not on the lap. Monkey Mafia has invalidated. Purple Squirrel has come into the pit lane and has retired. Private Jet and Fountain Maker both into the pits. Denmark is not going to be improving on his final lap. Rocco is on a lap, though, right now. Into turn 13. Let's see what type of lap time he can do. I'm sure he can get back onto that front row. He already found enough time to put himself onto the front row, but I don't think it's going to be quite close enough to challenge Denmark into turn 15. Now goes Rocco, and into turn 16 on the E-exit, all the way up to 6th gear, and opening up that DRS, using the ERS, 8th gear, trying to get as much speed as possible, 20.7, and puts himself on the exact same time as Soy Loco 87. Sets the time after, but it's still going to be in front of him, interestingly enough. Nice Codemasters there. Bobby, through the turn 11 and through turn 12. Ooh, invalidates on the exit. That's not where he would have wanted to be. Barstool not on a flying lap. Terminal Deity just improved up on P7 in front of his teammates, so the two Red Bulls will be sharing row number 4 for the time being. Mr. Raban just about to cross the line. It looks like he's going to be improving P4 for Mr. Raban in the second Red Bull there. 120.849. Pretty decent lap there for Mr. Raban. Quite close to Rocco and Loco, and has a little bit of a decent gap to Zyke, who's actually found himself under the 120.916, even though he found most of his laps were invalidated throughout the session. Barstool, I think, is the only driver not on the lap right now, but he's coming into the pit, so it's going to be Denmark by an absolute huge margin on pole position. 120.175 is the pole position time here in Australia, and you can't really argue with that, but I think he rightfully deserved pole position there. Nothing else can really deteriorate from that. So, here's the order for the Tier 2 Australian Grand Prix. Denmark, the American, is on pole position by 5.5 tenths of a second to Rockets, Soylok, Mr. Ravan, the top 4. Zag, championship leader, is in front of his championship rival, 5th and 6th for those two guys. Bobby splitting the two in the second, Renault P6. Terminal 80 P8, Humble Hippo in his home Grand Prix is P9. Monkey Mafia is going to be P10. Wolfsburg P11. Hightower P12. DJ Panda P13. Private Jet is going to be P14. Fountain Maker P15. GP Colin P16. And Purple Squirrel will be P17. So that will be the order for tonight's grid. So let's see how these drivers will cope with the conditions. It is going to be raining at the start. We do have to remember. You can already see that rain is beginning to fall, and it will dry out towards the end of the race. Now we will just take our little 2-minute break that does happen here in the NA tiers. Okay, well, here we go. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure where RC is. Oh no. No, but I am not doing. Oh, and as I predicted, well, kind of predicted, it is going to be dry tires, wet track, out on track right now. Everyone should start on the softs. Oh, DJ Panda, Fountain Maker, Private Jet are all on the mediums. So that's not exactly what you really want to be seeing from those guys. You should be starting on the softs in this situation. Most possible, have the best chance of keeping it on track out there at the Melbourne Street Circuit there. But yeah, Denmark 166 on the soft compound tires. Obviously qualified there and cannot really change his tire compound. But yeah, he's going to be P1. Rocco will be P2. Soyloko P3. Mr. Bavan P4. Zag, Barchkol, two championship contenders separated by 35 points right now heading into the second half of the season. They're P5 and P7. Bobby, P6, splitting those two. Said he invalidated a 20.5, so that would have been, I think, good enough for a second on the grid just in front of Rocco. So just keep it valid, Bobby, and you would have been on there, or you would have been there. Have a pretty decent clear run into the turn 1. Terminal Lady is going to be P8, Humble Hippo P9, Monkey Mafia P10, Wolfsburg, Hightower, DJ Panda, Fountain Maker, GP Con, Purple Squirrel, and Private Jet all had the option of fresh tires. I'm not exactly sure how fresh those tires would be, considering they more than likely did a qualifying lap on them. But yeah, Backbones, I'm going to start a petition to get Packer to sing on stream. No, that is not happening. You should make Biggest sing on stream, so I don't have to do it. DJ Panda is saying it's too wet for the dry tires. Well, I'd say Codemasters. Doth in the chat saying you heard it here. Zag, Denmark, Barkskull, Bobby, Soy. So top 5 prediction there for Doth. A little bit ballsy in my opinion. Sam M saying Denmark, Soy, and Zag. What am I gonna go for here tonight? I think. It's gonna be really whoever can keep it on the road the most. So I'm gonna say Zag for the win because I know he can most definitely keep it on track. And then yeah, let's go Denmark, and then let's go Rocco just to change it up. But it's gonna also depend on what the strategy is gonna be for these guys, as well as who's able to keep it on track the absolute best. But yeah, now here we go. Denmark lining up in his grid slot. There is a little bit of a gap there. I think that's for Humble Hippo, who must have had a little bit of a spin a little bit further down the order. Yes, there's McLaren slotting into his P9 grid slot. But now the lights will get on. The drivers will get adjusted in their seats and get ready for this Australian Grand Prix. Monkey Mafia is already going a little bit further down the order. But now here we go. Denmark on pole position. Let's see what he can do. P1 in Australia. Lights out, and away we go here for round number 10 of Zenith Online Racing for Tier 2. A few of the drivers in the back already sliding around on those medium tires, trying to get the best start possible. Denmark will lead into turn 1. Rocco trying it up the inside, but it's not going to be quite close enough. Him and Soyloka have a little bit of contact, just a little bit further back, but Soyloka's now going to be falling down the field. You can already see he's already all over the road. Mr. Ravon just in behind will make that overtake as well. Barkskull, Soyloka now going to be switching positions just there as well. Let's see what's going to go happen. Barkskull goes very, very deep into turn 3 there. Soyloka trying to get the best traction possible, but Terminal Data is already going to be up in front of these drivers now. He's going to be right behind Soyloka. Soyloka has another big step. Now you can already see, trying to keep it on track. Already a struggle there for Soyloka. Zai going a little bit wide on the exit of turn 5, but now it's going to be Terminal Data, and Soyloka already making a little bit of contact in turn 6. I think that's just going to be Terminal Data round at turn 6 there. Contact with Soyloka ended him in the opposite way. Bobby is not going to be up past Zach. He's going to be up into P6 now, but they're going to be going side by side down towards turn number 9. The Ferrari on the outside, the Renault on the inside. Zach is all over the curve. That's not exactly where you want to be considering the conditions right now, but he's going to be keeping P6 for the time being. But Denmark Rocco 1-2 already leading by a second is Denmark. Mr. Raban a second back. Barkskull as well as Soyloka. Both 1.2 seconds are the gaps between themselves. Zag within 7/10 of Soyloka, but I think that gap might be a little bit glitched. Bobby right now P7. Monkey Mafia right on the back of these guys as well, trying to make a little bit of a comeback. But DJ Panda on the mediums already doing very well. He's up to P8 for the time being. Wolfsburg just in behind P10 for the final points position. His private jet has a little bit of a spin. He was struggling qualifying with keeping out of the track. He's going to struggle even more with keeping out of the track here in these conditions. Right now, Hightower, the first driver out of the pits, or out of the points. DJ Panda, Wolfsburg, both go very, very deep. Denmark 146.870, and he's going to be setting the fastest lap of the race, leading by a second there. But it's going to be Barkskull versus Mr. Raban into turn 1. Barkskull not quite close enough to make an overtake. No driver's really quite close enough to make an overtake quite yet. Fountain Maker and Private Jet, the two other drivers on medium tires that aren't named DJ Panda, seem to be really struggling. But yeah, right now Barkskull and Mr. Ravan, half a second is the gap between these two drivers. One of the only groups within half a second of each other. Yellow flag down at turn 4. That's a lot of drivers changing positions. I think DJ Panda has a little bit of spin. He's dropping down the order on the medium compounded tires. Wolfsburg is out of spin. He's on the is on the inside of turn 4 there. DJ Panda now just sliding in front of him, as well as Purple Squirrel and GP Con, as well as Humble Hippo. Hightower, P11 from that goes up to P9, and we'll gain a few positions. Zag versus Soyloka. Soyloka seems to be struggling here, but Zag seems to be on a little bit of a charge, as well as Mr. Raban and Barkskull in the opposite order there. Sam asking if they will ever need injuries. It's supposed to go dry at the end. We have a spinner down the field. Dead DJ Pan on the mediums. You can already see those mediums are not quite in it for the Alfa Romeo there. DJ Pan reversing, trying to get back out on track there. But Denmark right now leading the race 2 seconds. I don't think it'll go to inters. I think they'll just stay on dry tires, try and stick it out, and then go to either mediums or hards once the rain begins to clear or once these softs begin to die. You can already see huge lockout there for Denmark into the penultimate corner. Rocco 1.6 or 2 seconds behind. Mr. Raban. Oh, he's been tapped by Barkskull into the penultimate corner, and he's been spun around. Is the Red Bull driver? Does the Renault have damage? No, the Renault does not seem to have any visible damage there. Soyloka, Mr. Brabant. Soyloka have another one of his classic slides here. Zyg has been spun around, as well as Bobby. Zyg, championship leader, has been spun around at the final corner. A Renault has damage. That might be Bobby who has damage there on the front wing. Yes, it is, because he's into the pit lane. Anyone else into the pit lane? I don't think so. Zyg is actually going to be coming in. Another driver, I think that's going to be Wolfsburg into the pit. So 3 drivers in the pit lane here on lap number 2. Bobby goes on to hards. That's not the right decision, I don't think. You really need to go on to softs here. So yeah, Zyg getting a new wing, Bobby getting a fresh set of hard compound tires in a new front wing. We have a spinner further up the field. That's Rocco from P2 has already had a spin now as well. So now it's gonna be Denmark, who's gonna be leading this race by almost 6 seconds to Barskool being handed free positions here is the Renault driver. And now Rocco down to P3 after that spin. Soyloka a second to Rocco, Mr. Brabant a second to Soyloka. A Monkey Mafia at 1.3 seconds in behind. There's a yellow flag down to turn 1. Is that Zyg again? I think that's Zyg. He's had a bit of a spin there at the first corner. Maker moving out of the way to avoid him. So Zyg not having the greatest of races here in Australia. There's a Racing Point front wing there. Is that Private Jet? Yes, he is. Braking very, very late into turn 3 and now going very deep into the gravel trap. That's not exactly what you would need from a race, especially now that you have front wing damage. Other drivers, yellow flag. I think that's just for Private Jet in the first sector, having that off at turn number 4. Denmark 5.2 leading the race to Barkskull for the time being. Mr. Brabant is the driver closest to the driver in front of him, as DRS is enabled here on lap number 3, so it's going to assist overtaking when you open up the rear wing. It's going to hurt your stability. Soyloka off into the wall at the penultimate corner. Does he have wing damage? I can't quite tell, but Mr. Brabant is definitely going for the move. That's something that I can definitely tell, and he's going to be up into P5, or he's going to be up into P4 here, Soyloka, but Mr. Brabant goes a little bit deep, but Soyloka does have that wing damage on the front left, or on the left end plate. Mr. Brabant, P4 right now. Soyloka getting challenged though, down towards turn number 3. Monkey Mafia will be up into P5, already on a little bit of a resurgent comeback here. Up into P5, trying to chase down Zyg and Barkskull right now in the championship. Barkskull doing a very, very good job of that. Already closing down his championship rival from 35. He's closing in another 18 points. Soyloka understeers massively off the track at turn 5. Just trying to keep it there on the track. At turn 6, my bad. No, turn 5. Yeah, turn 5. Just starting off the track, just trying to keep it in a straight line. JP Khan is right up the back of Humble Hippo. 4/10 of a second, I'm sorry, is the gap between those two drivers. But also drivers seems to be on a little bit of charge right now. Barkskull, purple in the middle sector, 2.5 seconds up on his personal best. Has used a little bit of ERS as the rain. There is no more rain. Rain is gone. No, it's raining a little bit, but it's very, very light. It's going to be starting to clear up. It's going to be starting to clear up for the drivers right now. 4.8 seconds is the gap between the two leaders now. Rocco seems to be falling back. Mr. Brabant seems to be falling back, but he has had a few battles with Soyloka, with Monkey Mafia. Soyloka getting damage early on here. Right now, lap 4 for these drivers. Lap 5 now is Denmark going on to lap number 4, or lap number 5 there. Denmark sits at 134, but Barkskull into the 133.8s. So a pretty quick lap there from Barkskull, already trying to close down the race leader, and absolutely did that there. So Soyloka into the pit lane. I think he's going to be pitting off his softs, and he's going to be going onto a set of hard compound tires and going for a new front wing as well for him. Bagbones putting in the chat, Doth Racing School's next lesson needs to be about driving in low grip / rain conditions. Yes, I agree. I very much agree. About that. JP Khan right now on the back of Humble Hippo. Not going to be quite close enough to make an overtake in the next few corners. Especially how tight and technical it is. Denmark still leading the race, 3.8 seconds is the gap between himself and Barkskull. And you can already see Barkskull was starting to close in that gap, but Denmark has starting to get to grip with these conditions. Zyg fastest lap of the race by 0.8 of a second to Barkskull. So he closed in on 0.8 of a second at least there from Barkskull. Barkskull was exactly on his personal best lap time. So I'm sure he's going to be gaining a little bit more than that. Yeah, you can see just there, Denmark been leading the race from pole position right now, P1, and leading the way from Barkskull, from Rocco. 4 seconds is the gap between those two drivers. Denmark fastest lap of the race, 130.9. Or no, that's not Denmark, that is Barkskull actually. That's fastest lap of the race, well, 139 or 130.9 125.007. Rocco not able to answer. Actually, yes, he is. Never mind. I am completely wrong with that. But yeah, Rocco fastest lap of the race there. Mr. Brabant right now P4. Monkey Mafia P5. Hightower P6. Humble Hippo P7. GP Con right on the back of the McLaren P8. 2.5 tenths of a second is the gap between those two drivers. GP Con taking a very, very cautious through the first two corners. Fountain Maker picks up a 3-second time penalty. But GP Con not going to be quite close enough to make a move. Making a mistake through turn 1. Not quite confident enough to make that overtake right now. I think Zag and Wolfsburg are getting close out of track. I think Zag more or less, well, most likely just overtook Wolfsburg for P14 on the medium compound tires. There's no way he's getting those to the end, just by the way. I thought I might let you know that. And there's also no way it was a yellow flag that is Fountain Maker, just behind. Alfa Romeo. Wing damage. Should be wing damage. No, never mind. Not wing damage, but he's off in the grass. So not quite the sight you want to be seeing for one of your drivers there for Fred Vasseur. Ooh, and that is now most definitely wing damage at the final corner. And it should be lapped very, very soon, I do believe, because that is Denmark. Coming around the final corner is going to be seeing the sight of this Alfa Romeo. Purple scroll, 3-second time penalty at turn 11 and turn 12, I do believe. Yes, it is. It's going to be Denmark crossing the line. 127.981. What did Barskool cross the line? Doesn't improve, actually. So Denmark pulling a little bit away on that lap. But Rocco's up on his personal best. 129 flat. So not able to match the pace of Denmark up at the lead of the race. So local 3-second time penalty, that's really going to hurt him. But now it's going to be Bobby versus DJ Panda for P12, P13. I think DJ Panda must have made a mistake, because he really had no competition for that, did Bobby. Purple scroll fastest lap of the race, 127.7, even with that time penalty. But now there are drivers on hard. The yellow flag in turn 1 and 2. Monkey Mafia tried for the move on Mr. Brabant. I think his Fountain Maker just getting out of the way of all of these drivers with no front wing and being a lap down as well. Monkey Mafia on the back of Mr. Brabant. Let's watch this battle for a little bit. Halfway through lap number 7, Zach with a 125.9. So absolutely flying on those medium tires, and that's exactly what he needs to do in this race if he wants to have any shot at getting back into the top 5 podium positions, and if he wants to try and keep that gap or his lead in the championship at a pretty reasonable amount. Right now, 35 points, and that's a very comfortable gap to Barstool, who is the second driver in the championship. But right now, Barstool making up 18 points on his championship rival, so he would be behind by 17 points if I believe my math is correct, which it should be, but I'm not entirely sure. Monkey Mafia on the back of Mr. Raban going down towards turn 1. Not going to be quite close enough is the Alpha Tower driver. These soft runners will be pitting very, very soon. Humble Hippo decides to come into the pit lane. Purple score on the back of GP Con, and you're not going to be quite close enough into turn 1. Actually, yes, he does send it into the first corner. GP Con on the outside. Purple score on the outside of turn 2, and is going to be able to make that move, and we'll get that position. He's going to be up into P7, not going to be trying to chase down Hightower. Fountain Maker 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane. As Bobby sets the fastest lap of the race, he showed pace in qualifying. He could have been on the front row of the grid with one of his invalidated lap times, but right now 125.8 on the hard compound tires, showing what pace he has. As Zag goes only a few milliseconds faster, 125.828 there for DZag00, trying to make up as much time as possible. Right now the gap between himself and Bobby is at a staggering 12.7 seconds, I want to say. Maybe 11.7. I'm not entirely sure. Math is very, very difficult. Don't do math, kids, if you're watching. But yeah, Bobby right now, P10, P11, battling Soy Loco for that final points position. GP Con on the back of Purple Squirrel after the Hash driver made the move into turn 1 on the previous lap. GP Con already wants that position back. He wants the clean air to try and push into. Rocco comes into the pit lane from 3rd place after having a spin, and he's going to be going on to a fresh set of medium tires. Those can, in theory, get to the end of the race. GP Con now versus Purple Squirrel. Purple Squirrel moving over to the right side of the circuit, using a little bit of ERS, making sure to defend that position with all of his might. He's going to take the defensive line into the first corner, but GP Con will not quite go for the move there. Same I'm putting in the chat, and something that I very much agree with. It was a risky move from Purple, but he's able to pull it off. So all the power to him. 125.6 there for Bobby Tava. 648 is the time to beat, or 125.648 is now the time to beat for the Zag and all the soft runners. Hightower is missing half of his front wing, which is not exactly what you'd really want, especially if you're a P8. Z-Zag says fast as the lap, but I think it was a 125.5 or a 125.6. I'm not entirely sure. So I log on Humble Hippo switching position, or Humble Hippo and Bobby switching positions. DJ Panda fast lap of the race on the soft tires. Down in P15. He was hoping for a podium here tonight from or in Australia, but not going to be quite coming to fortune quite yet. Purple Squirrel and Hightower. Hightower does have that front wing damage. Does Purple Squirrel have damage now? No, he does not. Bark Skull, 5-second time penalty for speeding into the pit lane, as well as Denmark. Both the drivers should be going on to medium compounded tires. Yes, they will. Denmark on the mediums, Bark Skull on the mediums. So, 2 mediums for those 2 guys. Mr. Rowan is also going to be into the pits. These soft tires are going to be absolutely dead at this point. Purple Squirrel not going to be coming into the pit lane, though. Interesting call for himself. Hightower is forced into the pit lane just because of his wing damage, but the rest of these drivers will be staying out. GP Cullen, Terminal Dady, Rocco all staying out. Actually, Rocco's already pit onto a fresh set of medium tires. He's going to be behind Terminal Dady for the time being. He's not going to be going for the move into turn 1 as Purple did just a few laps ago, but he's going to be getting on the exit because Terminal Dady, those soft tires are absolutely dead. He's going to be getting the move down towards turn 1. On the outside there is the Red Bull driver. We saw an incident here in Tier 1 on Monday night. Rocco around the outside of 4. Can he do it? Yes, he can. Great move there from Rocco, 21.94, and he's going to be up into 5th position for the time being. But Denmark, though, Denmark Barskoll came out in the race lead for this guy. So they're going to be taking those medium tires to the end of the race. But right now, Purple score 1.4 seconds in 3rd place. GP Cullen 2.9 behind, but both those drivers still yet to pit. Rocco still has to pit as well. Terminal Dady on soft, Mr. Van on fresh, medium. Terminal Dady will still have to pit in this race. Monkey Mafia should be fine. Soy Loco should be fine. Humble Hippo will have to pit again onto a set of mediums, most likely. Bobby Tava should be... No, I think he'll have to pit as well as Zag, as well as... Ooh, Zag getting all out of shape there on the exit of turn 10. Zag will have to pit. Hightower will not, but Wolfsburg will have to as well. DJ Panda will have to pit. And then Private Jet will not have to. And I don't think Fountain Maker will have to either. We have a Red Bull slowing down. I think that's Terminal Data heading into the pit lane for the second of the 2 Red Bull drivers. And he's going on to hards. Interesting call there from Terminal Deity. Because I know for sure that he can indeed make it on mediums from here. And he was stuck in the pit lane just for a little bit. Miss Bobby Tavin now comes into the pit lane and will fit a fresh set of medium tires from his set of hard tires, looking to go to the end of this race. Made one too many pit stops in my opinion, but yeah. He does set. He will now fit the freshest, most likely the freshest set of tires that he does have in his arsenal to use here tonight. And now we'll be able to use it. Denmark, 5.8.5 seconds in the lead. 6.2 seconds now is his lead to Barskoll in the Renault. So Barskoll right now picking up a decent amount of points on Zag, right now picking up 17. So the gap between them, those two, would be 18 points heading into the next race, which I believe will be in Japan. Yes, it will be in Japan for the Tier 2 boys. Alright, I do have to admit, I am very, very, very tired. I was enjoying myself. A good old session of Fortnite with the boys. Caught 2 victory royales, you know. And then was planning to go off to bed, and then got my invite for Tier 2, and I was like, I might as well hop on and do a little bit of commentary. But yeah, anyways, always enjoyed here. Just a little bit tired, so trying to keep the vibe a little bit more chill here tonight. Barskoll, 2nd place right now with a time penalty. I believe that is a 5-second time penalty. Yes, it is. Purple Skull with 3 seconds yet to pit yet. Soy Loco is on 3 Zag is on 3, Terminal JD on 3, DJ Panda Bobby both on 5, Private Jet on 3, and Fountain Maker is on 8, so that is a 5-second time penalty and a 3-second time penalty combined if you could not do any math. But yeah, anyways, Denmark seems to be dominating this one. I'm sad I did not pick Denmark for the race win because right now he seems to be absolutely on it. We have Yellow Fox in the 3rd sector. That is for Private Jet, getting out of the way of some of the drivers. There's the driver into the pit lane. I think that's finally going to be Purple Squirrel. 11, almost 12 laps in the soft compound tires. They're going to be absolutely screaming at this ramp. Right now, watching on board with one of the closest battles here out on track. Other close battles, GP Con and Rocco. Gap is 1.5 seconds. We have a yellow flag. That is for... I think that's for Private Jet. No, that is for Logo. I see. Just crossing the line to go onto lap 14 is Humble Hippo on the soft compound tires. He's not going to be able to make those tires last to the end of the race, but I'm sure he can most definitely try. Denmark still leading the race out in front as GP Colin pits for a fresh set of medium compound tires to go to the end of the race. But yeah, Denmark followed by Portugal. 7.7 seconds is the gap between those two drivers. Rocco, 10 seconds off of those two guys up at the front of the race. Mr. Raban right now 3.5 back. Monkey Mafia 3.1 back, having a pretty solid race as well as Mr. Raban. So look on the hard compound tires, trying to fight his way back into this. Right now down 9 laps on that singular compound tires, and is in P6 for the time being. He's followed by Humble Hippo, trying to get onto the back of him, trying to overtake him, trying to show what he can do in that even more clean air. Zyg on 11 lap old tires is right now in I want to say a pretty decent position. Ooh, as I say that, Zag going a little bit off track. A little bit of commentator's curse there. I am very, very sorry. Battle for 6th place is this right now. So Loco versus Humble Hippo down towards turn 3. Hausenball Hippo, the McLaren driver, not going to be quite close enough to make an overtake. Goes a little bit deep there into turn 3. But we'll keep the position for the time, or so Loco will keep the position for the time being right now. Soiloka with the second time penalty of the race. It's going to be Humble Hippo versus Soiloka. Now the McLaren driver putting on the pressure on the Mercedes driver. Not going to be quite close enough to make a move though. So, just think about you. Humble Hippo will now be into the pits off of those soft compound tires. He might be able to make another one work, but no, he will be going on to the medium compound tires because he does indeed have the software 3, so the soft compound tires. And we do have a virtual safety car because Fountainmaker has crashed. I'm not exactly sure where, but he has crashed, unfortunately for him. But yeah, now it's Denmark leading 10 seconds on the race. Like GP Colin with a drive-through penalty. That's not what you want to be getting into these VSCs. I think he might have been the only one, it looks like. Unless the driver with a penalty already. There's the pits, but yeah. Jenna, I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, anyways. Portugal, or Denmark leading the race to Portugal by 8.7 seconds. Morocco leading, or is being led by Portugal from 8.6 seconds. Meister 3.1 behind. Monkey Mafia is 6 seconds behind. Soiloko 3, Zag 6, Portugal 4-3, or 3 or 4. GP Con just in behind that. High Tower is on 769. For driving to school in back, I do believe, Russia. 1077. Bones, I definitely have no idea what you're talking about. I'm definitely not like 100% sleep deprived. But yeah, anyways, Portugal right now second place, does have a 5-second time penalty because Sam did ask for the penalty. So Loco's on 6, tied with Zag, who's unfortunately on 6 seconds, trying to make his way back into this race. Purple Squirrel's on 3. GP Con does indeed have that drive-through penalty. Terminal Data is on 3. Bobby's on 5, who's having a battle with DJ Panda and Wolfsburg. This is a little bit of a scrap into turn 12 or turn 11. He's going to keep that position, does Bobby. DJ Panda staying in P13, Wolfsburg in P14. But yeah, Bobby has 5, DJ Panda has 11, Wolfsburg is clean for the time being. So right now picking up what would be P12, not scoring any points, but right now Wolfsburg doing a pretty decent job. No penalties so far. But yeah, that is the closest battle out on track because all the battles are just around 2.5 seconds or more. Besides the gap between GP Con and Hightower, but GP Con does have that drive-through penalty, so that gap will be extended very much further. Yeah, this is the closest battle out on track. So the gap's starting to spread out around here in Albert Park, but I'm sure that's exactly what Denmark would have wanted as a private jet because it is first time penalty of the race. Yellow flag in Sector 1, that is a bit of a ghost yellow flag because no one has an incident, I don't think, unless Humble Hippo's. Oh, yes, never mind. Humble Hippo has been into the wall and has gotten some front wing damage there. So unfortunate for him, for Humble Hippo. GP Colin will pull into the pit lane to serve his drive-through penalty. And DJ Panda will pull into the pit as well, because yeah, there's no way he was getting those soft tires to the end of the race. There's no way he was doing 22 laps on soft compound tires. No freaking way. We will come to the pits and do it once again, and we'll serve his 5-second time penalty. Soy Loco, P6 right now, picks up his third 3-second time penalty of the race. So actively trying to throw away, I'd say. But obviously Australia, one of the more easy tracks to get time penalties around. So it seems to be struggling with those track limits. Does Soy Loco 87 in the Mercedes. One-time race winner, two-time podium finisher, I do believe Soy Loco is here in Tier 2 of Season 5. So putting on a strong performance overall so far. As Monkey Mafia is finally into the pit lane to get off the medium tires and go onto a fresh set of soft compound tires. But now the gaps that are close, Wolfsburg versus GP Con. GP Con looking to the outside, Wolfsburg to the inside. And GP Con into turn 13 will get that overtake done. Monkey Mafia is going to be coming in the pits. And we'll fit a fresh set of soft compound tires just coming out side by side with Terminal Deity from P5 there. Does Monkey Mafia, but he's going to be in the fresh set of soft tires. He's going to have to pass Terminal Deity. Yellow flag just behind, that's going to be Private Jet, who is either lap down or multiple laps down. I'm not entirely sure. But Wolfsburg now, with those fresh soft tires, he's going to be stuck behind Terminal Deity for the time being. And then he's going to have to close up 3 seconds past Wolfsburg, and then close up 1.3 seconds past Purple. Close up 10 seconds class, and then go to, and then go to, just anyways. He has a lot of time to make up if he wants to get back to where he was, which was B5 just in front of Soy Loco there. But now looking to the inside of Terminal 11, I think Terminal Data would just kind of let him have this, but obviously not very easily, but he'll let him have it there. Right now, closest laps out on track is the gap between Mr. Brabant and Rocco. That gap is close to 1.5 seconds. Now the actual closest gap out on track is the gap between Monkey Mafia and Hightower, 1984 for P7 right now. Less than 8 cents of a second, so this battle is really starting to heat up here for P7. DJ Japan, the fastest lap of the race, is always going to be P13 for the time being, so not exactly where you would want to be finishing, but now it's going to be Wolfsburg on the outside of Hightower, around the outside of turn 11. Clean move there for Wolfsburg. A little bit risky, but sometimes you have to take the risk as a Formula 1 driver, yeah. Other drivers out on track right now. Going on to lap 22 as Hightower pulls in the pit lane from his hard compound tires. Fit a new front wing, fit a fresh set of soft compound tires. Denmark 166 leading the race by 10.4 seconds. Barkskull is in P2, Rocco P3, so picking up his first podium of the season. Mr. Ravon is P4, Soy Loco P5, Purple Scroll P6, Monkey Mafia P7. And is very, very close to the back of Purple Scroll. Rocco finally picks up a time penalty. Still in the before halfway, I want to say 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, never mind, 10 out of 17 drivers have gotten a time penalties here, so definitely not in that 50, now is not in that 50% of clean, within the 50% of being, extending the track 3 times or more. Monkey Mafia making his way past the Terminal Deity, or Purple Scroll. Will now be released to push to the other drivers. This currently is the closest battle out on track between Monkey Mafia 99 and Purple underscore Squirrel. The gap is just around a second, but I think Purple Squirrel did have DRS that last time around. He's going to be able to get it down towards turn number 3. No, he will not actually. Zag's the fastest lap of the race on a 22.7. Was able to put pit for a fresh set of soft compound tires. Right now, P9. Still make up a few positions in this one. We have a virtual safety car for someone who has crashed. Is that going to be DJ Panda? Possibly. DJ Panda. Yeah, has literally 0 front wing. So, unfortunate for him. Nolan, I'm struggling, man. I am very sleep deprived. So I'm saying Babant for P3. I think that's a pretty safe bet here. As actually Denmark is pit. Denmark is pit. Barkskull's gone into the lead, so this is exactly what happened in Tier 1 on Monday night. Between myself and Felipe Massacre. So Denmark has 8.4 seconds now to close up to the back of Barkskull before the end of the race. And Barkskull does have a time penalty and Denmark does not, so that will also help him in his favor. DRS now enabled as we go racing once again. Rocco still in the pit. They're still exiting the pits here. And we'll come out P3, Mr. Raban. We'll come out P4. Soy Loco will come out P7. P8, maybe? No, P7. Just in behind Purple Squirrel, I want to say. Side by side into turn 1. Yeah, Soy Loco will be behind Terminal Day versus Zag. Zag in P9 right now. Yes, Felipe needs to be in the comment booth. I do entirely agree with that, but right now Zag wants to be in the commentary booth, and because he's making his way up into P8 as the Ferrari Driver Championship leader, right now his rival is leading the race. So we'll currently be losing, I want to say, 21 points out of the 35, so that championship lead would now be down to 14 points. But Zag right now, on a little bit of a charge, he needs to make his way up through the positions. DJ Panda and Humble Hippo switching positions down toward turn 11. A little bit further down the field, that battle is for P14. Still going side by side through turn 12, and DJ Panda will be up in front there. But now, up towards the front of the field, Barkskull versus Denmark. Denmark just crossing the line to start his lap number 25. He has, let's take a quick look. Actually, it's Barkskull has a 5-second time penalty, so I actually might be able to get it removed. I think it was for speeding in the pits though, so I don't think I'll quite be able to get that removed. So Denmark almost within that penalty window. Rocco right now 19.2 seconds behind. And Mr. Raban seems to be on for P3 here for the time being. Yeah, Rocco, 8 seconds of penalties. So not exactly what he would have been planning. Monkey Mafia right now is P5, 10.2 seconds behind Mr. Raban. Purple Squirrel just behind that, but Soy Loco trying to make the move as well as Zag. He's going to be trying to follow Soy Loco through, but Soy Loco is going to be up into P number 6 before turn number 1 there. Sam, I'm saying a good move from Denmark. I entirely agree with that statement, but now Zag versus Purple Squirrel. Down towards turn 3, the Ferrari Driver on the outside, Purple Squirrel on the inside. Purple Squirrel is trying to keep as many positions as possible. Ooh, Zag has a little oversteer moment. We'll go into the side of Purple Squirrel. I think they're both lucky to get away with damage there, but yeah, Purple Squirrel is going to keep P7, but now this is Zag's opportunity to stay with Soy Loco and have Soy Loco try and tow him along, or even just stay with him and get a little bit of a pace advantage with the DRS. That opportunity is now gone. Not able to make the move on Purple Squirrel early enough, but now down towards turn 8. Let's see what he can do. Looks to the outside, a little bit of contact with the back of the Haas there, but now the Ferrari around the outside. Up turn 8 goes a little bit wide, but I think he's going to have that move done. But now it's going to be Purple Squirrel's opportunity. He doesn't need to use DRS here. All he has to do is get within the DRS, get within the slipstream. He can still keep his position for the time being. Into turn 11, has a little bit of a poor run. Zag has a much better run through turn 12. And now onto the straight down towards turn 13. There's no real opportunity there for Purple Squirrel to try and reaggress on the situation there. Denmark up at the front of the field right now. 2.3 seconds is the gap between Barkskull and Denmark. And that gap is rapidly closing. I think Denmark will be taking the race win here in Australia, and should be going for fastest lap as well. If you can see using a little bit of yours just to make sure he's able to get that Rocco right now. P3, 20.2 seconds to the drivers in front of him. But I think is clear of penalties just maybe. Never mind, no, he is not. Mr. Baban is on for P3 for the time being, but only by half a second here. Monkey Mafia, 11.4 seconds in behind, is in P5 and in a pretty safe P5 as well. No penalties. So if he can try and maybe make his way up to the back of Rocco, if he can get within 8 seconds of Rocco, I think he'll be on for P4, but I don't think he'll get within 3 seconds of 3 seconds of Mr. Brabant. So look over now, P6, 2 seconds behind Monkey Mafia, and has a pretty decent gap in behind him. Humble Hippo versus DJ Panda once again through 11 through 12. DJ Panda's a better run through turn 12, but does cut the corner. So Humble Hippo now. But now, DJ Panda with the ear. DJ Panda on the outside. Humble Hippo down towards turn 13. The Alfa Romeo and the McLaren going side by side. And DJ Panda will go off the road. So Loco picks up his 12th time penalty. Picks up another 3-second time penalty. Ooh, that's a Red Bull into the wall. That is Terminal Deity. Off into the gravel, off into the grass, and without a front wing now. So that will give an extra. That will give points now to GP Cullen and an extra point to Bobby Tava there. So a little bit of a gift there for those two guys. But now it's going to be Barskool versus Denmark. Let's see. This is going to be the battle for the lead of the race. Barskool, Denmark, Renault, Alpha Tower. These two drivers have been up at the front of the field the entire race. Since the first few laps. Since those rainy conditions, dry tires, wet track. As well as Bobby Tava and Purple Squirrel battling down towards turn 1. Bobby should have the position done. Yes, he does. Now it's going to be Denmark versus Barskool. Down towards turn 13. Denmark. Up the inside. Ooh, a little bit of contact between the two race leaders. Denmark is going to have that position. He's going to be up into P1. No penalties, so it should be pretty clear of Bursko. Just had to make that move out on track and will be leading us on to the penultimate lap very, 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 very soon. Other battles throughout the field, though, now that has been settled. Terminal Deity into the pit lane to get a new front wing and to get a fresh set of soft compound tires. DJ Panda will take the fastest lap of the race as well. Not the fastest lap, but will take another penalty. He's going to be up the inside of Humble Hippo. Humble Hippo trying to keep it around the outside, trying to do it for the Australian fans, put on a little bit of show. But battling for 14th is not exactly a show I'm sure those home fans would have wanted. So Loco versus Monkey Mafia now. P5, P6 are these two drivers fighting for. Monkey Mafia has no penalties, I believe. So Loco has 12 seconds. Yes, he does. So right now, Zag is picking up a pretty decent amount of points, and he's going to be in P6 for the time being, since he is within penalty range of Loco. But the Mercedes driver looking out towards the inside, he's not going to be quite close enough to make the move on Monkey Mafia, but through turn 2 has to get out of it a little bit because Monkey Mafia being a little bit slower than anticipated. Therefore, Loco looks up. It's not going to be quite close enough to make the move up the inside there. On the penultimate lap here, he's going to have one more lap to do this. Humble Hippo and DJ Panda battling still between those two drivers, but now Zag is going to be starting to get back within those 2 seconds of the gap to the two drivers in front of him, and he's going to be getting even closer to picking up that 6th position right now. So Loco versus Monkey Mafia breaks very, very late into turn 8, or into turn 9. Exiting through turn 10, not going to be quite close enough to make that move. DJ Panda made a little bit of a mistake, so his battle with Humble Hippo seems to be over for the time being. At least for now. Monkey Mafia P5. Soy Loco P6. Zag P7. Ooh, DJ Panda off into the wall. Is he out? Yes, he's out, but it's not going to be. It's too late for a safety car. But now Soy Loco looks to the outside. Now switches back to the inside. Monkey Mafia, I think, is just going to keep this position. Soy Loco almost over to the wall there. And almost gave a free position there to Zag and a few other drivers out there on track. GB Con now getting onto the back of Purple Squirrel as well. It's going to be GB Con down towards turn number 13. Almost a little bit of contact there. Just Purple Squirrel wing damage. Yeah, Purple Squirrel has front and right wing damage. So that's not helping his case either. But I think GP Con will get that 9th place almost no matter what. Denmark is now on to the final lap and is heading through turn 10 there. We'll have to check in on him once he finishes the race. So Loco through the grass. Not his is almost his final opportunity. His last or second to last opportunity. Maybe his third to last opportunity. To get this move done. GP Colin Purple Squirrel going side by side into turn 1. GP up the inside. Purple Squirrel around the outside. I think Purple Squirrel can kind of. Ooh, Purple Squirrel's had a bit of a spin and has lost even more front wing damage. GP Colin going to be losing that position as well. And does have front wing damage. Hightower now is going to be up in P10. Now into P9. So good for him there. But Denmark absolutely dominated this race on true pace. And now will come out and win the Australian Grand Prix. Round number 10 for Zenith Online Racing. Alpha Tower driver is going to be into P1. Denmark will be second. Quite comfortable with second there. I'm sure he would have been. Rocco will be coming across the line in P3, but I think Mr. Raban will actually be taking that third position. Rocco has 8 seconds of time penalties. Mr. Raban, only 3. He'll be finishing P3. Good race there for him. Monkey Mafia's going to be the next driver to cross the line. And actually, Soloco is not able to get that move done. Trying to switch back through the penultimate corner. The Mercedes driver not going to be quite close enough. Monkey Mafia trying to defend for all of his life. But now it's going to be a drag race to the line. Soloco with the DRS. I don't think he's going to be quite close enough to get on position, or on pens. But Soloco does have 12 seconds of penalty, so not exactly great for him. Monkey Mafia, this yellow flag in the final sector. Monkey Mafia will take P5. Zag P6. Soloco will take P7. Bobby will take P8, what it looks like for the time being. With his 8 seconds of time penalty, it's not going to be quite close enough for that. Even if he had no penalties, it's going to still be 0.08 of a second behind. So look there, Hightower crosses the line, will be P9, and GP Collin will cross the line and finish P10. Purple Squirrel, and unfortunately for him and Wolfsburg, both of them will be out of the points. Purple Squirrel had a great day, was running in the points for most of the race there. Was not able to convert it, got into an incident on the final lap there. It's going to be P11 for Purple, P12 for Wolfsburg. Terminal Lady, Humble Hippo, and Private Jet all a lap down, and we'll be finishing P13, P14, and P15. DJ Panda, Fountain Maker, the 2 Alfa Romeos, not finishing this race. Both of them out of the race there. Unfortunate there for both of them. I can begin to update the standings, actually. But yeah, Denmark will take the race win there. Yeah, Denmark. Led from pole, won the race. Sparkskull, P7 to P2. Pretty decent day in the office for him. Mr. Brabant, P3. Rocco, P4. Monkey Mafia, P5. Zag, recovering up to P6 after pitting on lap 1 and does get fastest lap of the race. So he will be scoring 9 points compared to Sparkskull's 18. So that gap will only be coming down by 9 points. So look at P7, Bobby Tava, P8, Hightower, P9, GP Collin, P10. Purple Squirrel out of the points, unfortunately for him, P11. Wolfsburg, P12. Terminal Data, P13. Humble Hippo, P14. The Australian on his home debut. Unfortunate for him, P14 outside of the points. Private Jet, P15, and then DJ Panda and Fountain Maker both out of the race. Unfortunately enough for those 2 guys. But championship battle only comes down by 9 points there. So I'm sure Zag will not be too unhappy with his race there. Just gonna get these inputted here. So Zag, Soy Loco, Bobby Hightower, and GP Collin. And Zag had the best lap time on a 122.709. So he will get fastest lap point there. Now I can go ahead and back over towards the standings. And now the standings have officially been updated, so let's get these drivers into the commentary box. We have to add Denmark 166. Oh, Barskool is already in the party, indeed. And we can add Mr. Ravon, who should be here as well. Mr. Ravon is already here, so let's add Denmark into here, and we can get these interviews kicked off. Actually, we might as well start right now. So, Barskool. Hello? Make sure I have to add to Denmark. Let me actually see if I can send a friend request to Denmark, and then add him to the party. Great. Okay, let's send a friend request to Denmark. Currently, I'm in the PlayStation screen, so I shouldn't be able to. Or I don't think the stream will be able to hear you. So, okay. Denmark should be here. Or, well, I have added him to the party, and I must add at Mr. Baban.
Oh, there we go.
What does anyone know Mr. Baban's Discord? Not Baban. There it is. Okay. Well, Denmark, you are here, and you were the race winner. So, great race for you. Dominant pole position, dominant race, and was able, not quite to get fast lap, but still won the race anyway. So, how was the race for you?
Unexpected, actually. I really did not know what that came from. I was 7 tenths faster than my PB in quali, and then during the race, I just like, I don't know. It's really unexpected for me.
Nice. Well, anyways, I'm sure you got a little bit boring there. You were leading the race, I think, at almost 10 seconds at one point. And then obviously VSA you were able to pit for soft. Again, as I mentioned, not quite able to get fast lap. Was that the goal when you made that pit stop?
Oh no, I was gonna go to the end of the race on the mediums because tire wear was surprisingly low. So I saw the VSC come out. I was like, hey, might as well put for the sauce.
Ah, well, nice. Anyways, got the race win. Didn't cost you in the end. I was able to get back to P1. So now on to Bark School. Pretty decent race from you. Qualified 7th, was able to get up to 2nd pretty early on, and then was able to just stay there, pull away from the guys behind. Was not quite able to stay with Denmark, but you're able to solidify a pretty solid P2 there, and was able to gain another 9 points on Zag. And now you're only 26 points behind Zag in the championship. So, how was your race for you, and thoughts on the championship fight so far going into the next few rounds?
The start was just a mess. I think I picked up a lot of the traction that everyone else had sort of left behind, and maybe by the third turn or so, maybe I was in P4 at that point. It was just all over the place. I got to take a look at the video back again just to sort of see where everyone was. Um, and I don't know about anyone else, but when it changes from like really dark to really light, it was sort of a tricky thing keeping it on the track, but sort of halfway through the race, I knew there was no way I was going to catch up to Denmark, so I was happy to just kind of sit there all race, try not to make a mistake. I
Yeah.
saw Zyg had lapped the fastest lap several times over throughout the race, and I had the screen up next to me, and I was making sure he wasn't catching on me.
Yeah, nice. Well, anyways, obviously, 9 points in the championship, 26-point deficit now between yourself and Zyg. And I believe, if I do check it right now, it is a 21 gap behind to Monkey Mafia now, who finished P5 tonight. So pretty decent lead to close down to Zyg, and a pretty decent lead on Monkey Mafia. So how are you feeling championship-wise as we go into Japan next week?
You see the stunner that Denmark pulled out today, so I'm certainly not comfortable where I am, and hopefully at least I can kind of take it to Zyg, through this last half of the season. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Mr. Raban is here.
I am here.
Okay, great. You are here indeed. So, Mr. Raban, to be honest, I am completely sleep deprived and I remember almost nothing from that race. But P3, anyways, how did it go for you? Had a little bit of a quiet race, I think, from what I can remember. Obviously, P4 on track, but I was able to keep it clean throughout the race. I don't believe you had any penalties, and was able to wrap up another podium. So, how'd it go?
Yeah, quite race so far, and I mean the first conditions were quite difficult with the rain and the slick tires. I had I had problems adapting to the dry conditions, but I could keep it close to Rocco and still his podium. I mean, so I'm happy.
Yeah, picking up even more points for Red Bull. I can take a quick look at the team's championship right now. And you are after points right now. Obviously, there will be a few stewards decisions, I'm sure, in the very near future. But right now, Red Bull only 6 points behind in the constructors' championship, and was still third place in the standing. So McLaren does lead on 169, Ferrari on 166, Red Bull 163, and Barstow for you. Renault's on 148, 21 behind McLaren. So there seems to be a little bit of a constructors on the mind. Yes, no. And as well as your driver's championship position right now, I believe I can check after tonight's race. You will be P5 and 13 points behind Soy Loco. So, driver's championship, are you meeting where you've been expecting before this season?
I mean, I expected to be behind Sam and Saig and the fast guys, but now they are gone. I'm quite in a better position that I should be, I think. Um, for the drivers' championship, I'm hopeless, but hopefully we can fight for the team's championship. I don't know how my teammate has scored in this race, but maybe we can fight.
Yeah, most definitely. So now, final question to all of you. I kind of asked this to Barskow already, but Denmark, Mr. Ravan, Barskow, all you guys, how's Japan for you?
I don't know, to be honest with you. Really not my best tracks, but we're going to see. Australia is not one of my best tracks either, and I got some unexpected results, as you can see. So we'll see for Japan.
I didn't understand the question. Can you repeat, please?
How is Japan for you as a track, and are you expecting any, maybe another podium, or just like top five, trying to get more good points for the constructors?
I have to see in practice, but I mean, hopefully I can keep my good form. I think it says like that, but I can keep my good streak and keep it consistent and on the track and get a good result.
Yeah, I'd say two podiums in a row is definitely good form right now. Barstool, Japan.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to race it. Last season in T2, I think Big N and I came together right on the start, and that was just sort of it. I was just running from the back. I feel pretty comfortable at Japan, so I'm happy to race there next.
Well, anyways, nice. Pretty decent race for tier two, as per usual. But yeah, anyways, I think we're gonna wrap that up. Thank you guys for joining the commentary booth. Denmark, Barskool, Mr. Ron, thank you as always. It was most definitely a pleasure, and that's been all, folks.